Welcome back, friends. In this video I'm going to look at some of the substances and supplements that have been used in my protocol in regards to my fight against stage 4 lung cancer. Now, I don't use all of these all the time, and I have used some of them and put them to the side, and I have other ones that I've still to introduce into what I'm doing. What I'll do is I'll go through the main ones, and hopefully if you're in a similar situation, it might give you some ideas on what you might want to try yourself. Okay, so let's start. Now, the two main ones for me are, first of all, this one, the ivermectin. These are 12 milligrams, and I take one of these every morning. Now, I know the dosage can vary. At the moment, I'm quite happy to stick to 12 milligrams. At some point earlier on, I was taking 24 milligrams. I did that for maybe 2-3 weeks, but I've now went back to 12 milligrams. The other main one I have is fenbendazole. Fenbendazole, these are the 222 milligrams. So I take one of them in an evening 5 days a week, and I take a 2-day rest from them. Other daily ones I take are, I take a good tablespoon of this, which is linseed oil or flaxseed oil, along with, I also take one of these. These are usually, when I break my fast, I'll have these. These are whole fermented black garlic bulbs. Now, I do actually have black garlic supplements as well. I have black garlic in here. So occasionally, if I run out of these, I'll take these. So that's on a daily basis. The other thing I'm taking, and I've just fairly recently introduced it on a daily basis, is this black walnut and wormwood. So it's a dropper, as you can see. So a few drops of that in a short glass of water. In the morning I take that. It's recommended 3 times a day. I feel quite sickly when I take that, so I'll need to build that up a bit slower. And yeah, it's powerful stuff. That is just another variation of it. I'd ordered it at the same time. This one I did use for a couple of weeks. I can't say I noticed any difference, other than it was pretty gruesome to take it. This is methylene blue. Do your research on that. I found it quite difficult, maybe because of the bright blue colour, I'm not sure, but I found that really, really difficult to take. So I'll put that aside for the moment anyway. Vitamin E is for liver support. So I don't take that every day, but I do take them maybe 2-3 times a week. This I do take every day for liver support, which is soursop, and again, this is a dripper as well. That is relatively pleasant to take. Other ones I have taken in the past have been the magnesium citrate. I don't tend to take as much of that now, and the vitamin B12. The other thing I want to say about this is that you can use this in conjunction with cottage cheese. And flaxseed oil. Ground flaxseed. And quite often, maybe 3 times or 4 times a week, I will make one of these up, and they're fairly pleasant. And again, it's part of the Budwig diet. It ties in with the keto stuff. Now, the other thing that I take, as far as drinks go, are the Blue Flower Earl Grey tea, organic, of course. organic peppermint tea. Now the reason this is not really rated for cancer, for cancer treatment or whatever, but the reason I take that is after my last operation, my stomach is quite often churning, upset tummy and stuff, and I find that settles it quite well. So it's a nice organic peppermint tea. Chlorea powder. Again, I do take this daily. This is one of the daily ones I take. It's quite pleasant. The other one I was taking was spirulina with maca powder, and that was quite potent, but I still take that maybe 3 times a week. And this one is a homegrown, homemade organic kefir, or kefir, depending on where you come from. And that's for gut bile. It's very easy to make. I can run through the process of that if you're interested. And it's certainly, you can feel the goodness when you're taking this. It's very pleasant to take, and you can actually feel what that does for you. Now these things are in conjunction with the other activities that I'm involved in. So intermittent fasting, a ketogenic diet, cold water therapy, exercise. I'm looking at the moment and infrared sauna, as well as red light treatment. Now all of these things, I have to say, all of these things can be a bit overwhelming. They've been overwhelming for me to try and absorb all this information and then put it into practice. So if you're in that position, I feel for you. For me, what I've done in the beginning was really keep it simple, and by keeping it simple, these two I consider as crucial. The ivermectin and the fenbendazole, I consider them crucial, given all the research that I've done, clinical papers that I've read, and I know there's not been clinical trials, but there has been clinical papers, that these two can have a significant effect against cancer. I am not medically trained, so I can't confirm that, but I do believe it, and so I am actively taking these. The other supplements, I'm working with them to find out what works, what suits, and what I can fit in. You can't fit all of that in one day, it's too much, but I can fit in a certain amount of it and I can rotate it. What I can say is physically, this diagnosis came up in February, which was about 6 months ago, although I wasn't told about it until late April or May. So what I can say is that physically I'm keeping really well. Whether that's an indication of what I'm doing or not, who knows? I won't know until I get a scan. NHS typically had agreed to give me a scan before my appointment on the 21st of August, which is in a few weeks' time. However, the scan has not been arranged, and I'm now being told a different story, that the scan will be arranged after I have my appointment. So the appointment that I'm going to have feels like a pointless appointment. However, I will turn up and show face, and we can see what's said at there. Maybe there is a reason for that appointment that I'm unaware of. I'll have an open mind and I'll go anyway. But I won't be able to report any progress or otherwise until I actually get either a MRI scan or a CT scan. Or I don't suppose they'll give me a PET scan, but one of these scans will give me some feedback, as in, is this working? So onwards, I am remaining focused on what I'm doing. I have been pretty disciplined, I have to say. And making these videos have really helped me, and I notice another few people have subscribed. Thank you very much, I really appreciate that, because that helps me to be disciplined and be focused on what I'm doing and recording what I'm doing. So I'll make another video soon on the other activities that I'm involved in, like the gym, it's coming up, the cold water, and the sauna, the heat. In the meantime, take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you soon in the next video. Bye for now.